everybody, welcome back here to another video at what you're watching. Now, I gotta get into this one because I'm not sure what the... Alright, let me just do this. So this is an article from Bleeding Cool, right? King Conan #3 heavily criticized for portrayal of Pocahontas. Stay with me a little bit and try to understand what it is going on here. Now, Jason Aaron has now given a comment. Okay, but we'll get back to that just now. He wrote the King Conan series that's going on over at Marvel, right? So King Conan #3. Conan's story set in a further age than has previously been explored, as the aged Conan finds a woman marooned on an island of the undead, the same island he himself is now marooned on, who calls herself Princess Mataoka. If I pronounce that correct. It's Conan attacking some things. This is seen as being a direct reference and parallel to that of Native American historical figure Pocahontas. The real-life Pocahontas' name was Amunet, and she went by Mataoka privately. After this was pointed out in one of Chris Aaron's final articles for Games Radar as a preview for the comic in question, it caused considerable concern on social media, especially given the use of the character by Marvel's owner Disney. Now, this is the woman we're talking about here in King Conan #3. Now, let's just say, and let me just read this. The real-life Pocahontas is believed to be 12 or 13 years old during the period the Disney movie covers. Yet, she was depicted as 18 to 19 in the film. In real life, she was married to John Rolfe, not John Smith, and historians say that this was a forced marriage after she was kidnapped. She was forced to travel to Europe as an ambassador. Okay, it's a long story. It wasn't a pleasant one, okay. But this is in no way the same person at all. I mean, this iteration, if I can find the correct thing here, not that right. This one, this princess here, already in a metal bikini, you know, and I mean, she was on an island alone. Now, this is a much older person, right? And now, this may seem like, but this is a pretty standard outfit for the Conan series, so that women are dressed in. It's based on a time, you know, way in the past and all of this, right? She has mystical powers and all these different things. And yet, people, and yet the Twitter mob, or should I say the Twitteriots as I call them, went on a tirade because the name is something that is associated with Pocahontas, right? Here somebody thinks people have to say, disgusted, this isn't even close to a word for it. How is this okay? She was a real little girl. To do this to her, to us, over and over again, I am just at a loss. I am truly aghast. How did you not have a sensitivity reader for this? And you used her real name. You made this even worse. The writer, this next one. Hey, you are a shit writer. I originally wrote a much worse insult, but I decided to keep the peace because nothing that I say to you will be anything near the mauling you're going to receive in the spirit world once you enter it. But Jesus Christ, it's not to do anything 3 steps back. It's really 100. What you just did to Pocahontas is obscene. So not only do they blatantly hypersexualize a real-life person who was a child when she was kidnapped and raped, name her Princess Mataoka, but they actually plan on using this character in following Conan comic issues. Marvel, this is unacceptable. this new comic is sexual. I mean, come on now, man. Come on now, man. No. No, the story is about she being in a thing. She met some fella, fall in love with him. They had a whole drama thing, and she get banished to the island for what has happened, and she end up meeting Conan. Right now, again, as I say, this is not the same person. The name may sound similar, but it's not the same person. Yet, as usual, the Twitter mob doesn't care. And when you look at these comments, you are basically going on about ridiculous rubbish, wanting to say that the writer, Jason Aaron, is supposed to be some kind of some sort of child predator, and he's sexualizing children and saying you want to, and someone wanted to write worse but you didn't, and think waiting for you in the afterlife. I mean, come on, man, that is absolutely stupid. Really stupid. Really flipping stupid. These are the same idiots who came out and were up in arms when it is when it comes to Demon Slayer, with this, what happened with Nezuko when she in her demon form grew older, and they were talking about sexualizing a child and all kind of thing, when you don't even freaking know what you're talking about. Now, if the name is an offense, okay, it could be adjusted, something, if there's the case, but you coming out to talk about sexualizing child, how is this supposed to look like a 12-year, 13-year-old girl? This is a completely different person. She has mystical powers and all these things, a character, and you just going off on it and want to accuse the man of all these ridiculousness. This is what people do when they want to blow smoke about nothing. And if you think that was bad enough, now Jason Aaron, the writer, apologizes for Pocahontas' slight, donates Conan payment. Now, okay, the story featured Princess Matoka, an American native daughter of a mystical chief who falls in love with her. Alright, good. Alright, so, right, let me just see to the part where, right, here it is. In King Conan number 3, I made the ill-considered decision to give a character the name of Mataoka, a name most closely associated with the real-life Native American figure Pocahontas. This new character is a supernatural, 1,000-year-old princess of a cursed island within a world of patish and dark fantasy, and was never intended to be based on anyone from history. Exactly, so what you have to put a disclaimer now, any similarity to any person living out there is completely accidental or something. I should have better understood the name's true meaning and resonance and recognized it wasn't appropriate to use it. I understand the outrage expressed by those who hold the true Mataoka's legacy dear, and for all of this and the distress it caused, I apologize. As part of that apology, I've already taken what I was paid for the issue and donated it to the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. The character's name and appearance will be adjusted for the rest of this mini-series and in all digital and collected editions. Lord have mercy. Talk about bowing to stupidity. Talk about literally bowing to stupidity. I mean, I just want to say this, I don't go understand. Twitter is not a real place. It is not a real place. And you're telling me you're going to take what you earned, your payment, and donate it to the National Indigenous Women's Resources Center, who a lot of these people who up and out about probably have never even heard about or not even a part of. But this is what happens when your entire demeanor, and it shows what is going on in the comic book world. They bow to Twitter completely completely forgetting that Twitter is not a real representation of your fans or anybody at all. Also, these people just make unnecessary noise to try and feel special when they're not. That is it. You're just making up something to try and do this. I mean, now, in my opinion, if it is you wanted to say, okay, I came out and I said, well, you know, sorry for the for using the name. I didn't know it was representative of anything like that. My bad on that. We will adjust the name if anything like that. You could adjust the name and okay, you could say that is and you finish. That is it. You make a simple apology. You say sorry, the name wasn't anything like that, and you wasn't meant to be insulting to anybody. It's a fictional character. We'll make an adjustment to the name. All right, but you're telling me that you come out saying, well, we're going to make an adjustment to the name, we're going to change the character, and I'm going to take my money that I earn and donate it to something because a couple lunatics on Twitter have a problem with it? That is ridiculously stupid. Honestly, that is ridiculously stupid. It's not the same person, and you have these people talking about just sexualizing children and all this sort of thing. It's not the same person. But these lunatics somehow need something to keep latching on to. And this is one of the problems I keep saying is wrong with the comic book world. You listen to these people on Twitter who don't buy your material, who don't support you, who don't do anything. But you have people in the industry who believe that these people are representative of what the greater majority wants. It's not. It's a ridiculous, stupid thing to do. Really ridiculously stupid thing to do. This could never be real Pocahontas. It's stated quite clearly, and you said it. She's this character is a supernatural, 1,000-year-old princess of a cursed island within a world of dark fantasy. Come on now, man. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do this and want to turn around and say that, you know, so you have bowing to criticism from stupidity? Nah, man, that is a cowardly thing to do, because when you do it, you give credence or you give some sort of legitimacy to what these idiots are saying. Because these people are calling you a child predator. They say that your work is disgusting and all that kind of thing. And the majority of them probably have no idea who this person was, or they never even read your Conan thing, but because somebody says something, they latch onto it and they go with it. Come on now, man. You can't be a cowardly comic book writer. You wrote something, you have a that you're interested in, and you put on a character. If the name is something, you make an adjustment to the name. That is it. You apologize, you say sorry, we didn't know the name was going to be offensive to anybody. We make an adjustment to the name, and you move on with your life. When you bow into them, what the hell is that saying? It's ridiculous, man. Come on, that is ridiculous. Look, anyway, so that's pretty much it. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, be sure to share the video out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, whether you believe this is some sort of vendetta against it, or just more of the Twitteriots making noise about absolute foolishness. Let me know, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.